2, 3. We are going live from YouTube as well. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you join. Welcome to first event of Delhi Tech Community for 2025. And I'm pleased to announce that today we have two amazing things going to happen. One is we are having Janardan with us, who is going to give us an amazing session on AI part. You will get something more around that specific area. And second a session we are having as AMA, Ask Me Anything, specifically on Microsoft Fabric. So our all the organizers from our Delhi Tech community like Gomti, Prince, Rajendra, Abhinav, they are all going to share the expertise of on Fabric. So if you guys have any question, you can feel free to drop into this chat window, or if you are watching it from YouTube live, you can just write the question into the live session. We are happy to accommodate. And also earlier we just posted few form on the social media to get your input, so we are already getting some questions which our speakers or our experts are ready with those answers, so we are going to talk about that as well. So with this note, I also want to introduce with everyone with our new co-organizer for 2025. I would like to introduce Gomti here, who is again a new face for our Delhi Tech community from this year. So probably you will be able to see more and more posts and more content and amazing new ideas towards this community from Gomti this year. So first of all, welcome Gomti to Delhi Tech community and first event as a organizer into Delhi Tech community.
Thank
Right.
you. Thank you.
All right. So with this note, I would not taking more time and I would like to hand over stage to Janardan to start with the first session for the event today. So over to you, Janardan.
Hey, thanks, Durveen, for introducing me. A fantastic introduction on the year beginning 2025. So I started with my first event, the Delhi Tech Community for this year, and I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So good morning and good evening and good afternoon, whoever joined the different parts of the world. So welcome to the first event presented by the Delhi Tech Community. So I'm happy to present my session on the Delhi Tech Community. Shield Your Copilot with Azure AI. Okay. So this is one of the interesting topic. How are we going to shield your entire Copilot with the help of your Microsoft Azure Content Safety Service? So that we will discuss as part of the entire agenda. Let me introduce myself. Uh, so I'm Janathan and Selvaraj. I'm Microsoft MVP under the AI platform, as well as I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, community lead for 2025. So earlier community lead name was your regional lead. Now it has renamed as community lead. So I'm a Microsoft certified trainer as well as a Microsoft Learn expert for the data as well as the AI domain. And currently I'm holding 14 Microsoft certifications related to Microsoft Azure platform. So I'm an author, global speaker, as well as the mentor. I used to mentor various hackathons like the Microsoft Imagine Cup, as well as the Mentor for Smart India Hackathon and the Bank of Baroda Hackathon in my previous year as well. So I used to contribute articles as well as blogs. So you can any questions related to the artificial intelligence as well as your generative AI, feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn handle. So this is my LinkedIn handle, and as well as any AI related stuffs as well as the job opportunities, the career opportunities, the internship opportunities, as well as technical stuffs related to AI and Gen AI. I used to post in my YouTube handle. So this is my YouTube handle as well. And let's get started. The agenda for today's presentation, how are we going to shield your Copilot with the help of your Azure AI Content Safety Service? So here we will be discussing about the text content moderation and how we are going to moderate text, how are we going to moderate images, and we will moderate the multi-modal content. And the three more new features which were added as part of the Azure AI content safety services, the protected material deduction for text as well as the protected material deduction for the code. And we will discuss about the unified API, how you are going to uh, distinguish jailbreak attack versus your indirect attack using your prompt shield. And we will finally discuss about how this type of copilot you will be able to monitor using monitor online activity. And finally, we'll talk about the responsible AI in your content safety service. So this is the overall agenda for today's discussion. The very first service with respect to your shielding your copilot, or also how are we going to protect your copilot, or how you need to safeguard your copilot, is with the help of the Azure AI content safety service. This Azure AI content safety service is a part of your Azure AI Foundry, which is your new service in your Microsoft Azure platform. Earlier the Azure AI Foundry was named as your Azure AI Hub. Now it has been renamed as your Foundry service. Azure AI's content safety service, it is going to detect both the harmful services as well as your AI generated content. If I want to moderate both the user content as well as the AI generated content, you can make use of the service known as the Azure AI Content Safety Service. And this particular Azure AI Content Safety Service, you will be able to moderate images, text, as well as your multi-modal content. This three type of content, if I want to detect any inappropriate or any harmful content related to text, related to images, related to multi-modal, you can make use of the Azure AI Content Safety Service. Under this Azure AI content safety service, your entire content has been categorized into four important categories: hate content, your sexual content, self-harm content, and violence content. These are the categories you can categorize your content safety service. And if you notice the content safety service, all these severity levels has been assigned with a severity score on a range of 0 to 6. 0 as being the safe content and your 6 as being your high severity content, and 2 which is your low content, your 4 is your medium content, and 6 stands for your very high severity content. All these content, whether your content has to be blocked or content has to be accepted, we will be discussing using your content safety services. So any type of content, the moment you have provided as an input with the help of a prompt, the content safety API is going to detect. If it is your text, then text to moderation API will be used. If it is your images, image moderation API will be used. If you are having a content related to some of the block list items, your text block list management API will be used as part of your content safety layer as concerned. So let's discuss what are the APIs related to the content safety API. There are three important APIs we have. One is text detection API. We have an image detection API, and the last one is your text block list management API. These are three types of API where you will be able to detect the content related to text, the content related to images, or it could be a multi-modal content, or it could be if you want to block list any text management API, you can make use of it. So all these APIs is going to scan four different types of contents. One is your harmful content, self-harm content, your hate content, your violence content, as well as your sexual content. These are the four types of content category levels you will be able to moderate under your content safety API. So this is your content safety studio in your Microsoft Azure portal. So we will be going through various types of capabilities related to Content Safety Studio, like we will be monitoring the text content, moderating your image content, moderating the multi-modal content. Finally, we will be able to monitor the overall online activity related to text, related to images, related to your multi-modal, related to your protected material deduction for text and the code. So these are the capabilities we will be discussing as part of the Content Safety Studio as concerned. So there are four types of severity levels which are available in your content safety. One is violence content, self-harm, your sexual hate content, and you can notice the range of your severity levels like 0 to 6. 0 stands for safe content, your 2 stands for low content, and your 4 stands for medium content, and 6 stands for your high content. So this is your responsible AI for your Azure AI Foundry mitigation layers. So you can notice there are four types of layers you can see from the picture. One is your model, your safety system, your system message and grounding, and the final one is your user experience. So when it comes to your model, you have to choose your right model for your respective use cases. When I say choose your right model for your respective use case, the models, when I mention it as your Azure OpenAI model, in the Azure OpenAI model, you can choose either your GPT-4o, GPT-4o Mini, O1 Mini, O1 Preview. Any type of model you'll be able to choose as part of the GPT model, which is there in your model catalog as well. So in the model catalog, you can find your Mistral AI, other types of vendors like your Hugging Face is also there as part of your model catalog. So always choose your model for your right use case so that you will be able to find relevant content for your respective model. Once the model has been chosen, then the next step is your safety system. So you need to protect, you need to monitor your content based on various types of capabilities. It could be a text, or it could be an images, or it could be a multi-modal content, or even it could be your protected material for code, or protected material for your text, as well as your prompt shield unified API as well. So after you're able to build your safety system, the third step you need to proceed is you have to ground your content based upon the system messages. Whether you want to ground the system messages, or it could be your user messages, or will you want to ground any Bing related search messages. Whatever the message is, please ground it in a correct behavior or in a correct manner of your grounding technology. Then finally, you have to design a responsible AI framework in such a way that human being as well as your responsible AI system has to interact a direct communication, which is your user experiences. So these are the four important mitigation layers, which will be more useful to build a trustworthy AI in your responsible AI for your Foundry, especially for your Azure portal. So we'll be discussing how are we going to deploy a Python-based application using your the content safety in terms of shielding your Copilot or safeguarding your Copilot using your Python library. And you require a Azure subscription followed by the Azure AI content safety resource. So before this one, what I will do now, I'll show the Microsoft Azure portal. So in the Microsoft Azure portal, what we are going to do is we will be creating a resource known as content safety resource. So let's create a content safety resource. So when I say the content safety resource, I'm going to create it. Let's create a content safety resource. The very first one is you have to create a resource for content safety. So content safety, it is a part of your Azure AI services. So I have already provisioned one of the content safety service resource. So let's create a new content safety resource for this. So let me click the button create. The very first one is you need to choose your subscription, and it could be your testing subscription, development subscription, production subscription, or it could be a pay-as-you-go subscription, or it could be your free trial subscription. So whatever type of subscription you may be having, you choose your subscription accordingly. So Microsoft is providing $200 USD credits for a free trial subscription for a month's time. So you can use your subscription accordingly. And the next one is your resource group. So resource group is a top level container where all your Azure resources are placed. Okay. So I'm going to create a new resource group. Let's say consider a resource group as DevRG. So DevRG is my resource group. And this particular content safety has to be deployed in one of the region. So you may choose any of the region. Before you choose any of the region, ensure that whether that region is supported by the content safety service or not. So I'll be choosing the region as your East US as a region, and you can provide some of the name related to your content safety service resource. I'm saying test insurance content. This is the content safety name I'm getting to integrate. Then the pricing tier. So when you choose free pricing tier, you don't have a privilege to use all your services and capabilities. You have limited access. So it's better to choose a standard pricing tier. I'm choosing a standard pricing tier. Next, 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 next. Now the validation started checking. Once the validation is successful, you will be able to see the create button has been enabled. So till the time the create button is not enabled, now the create button is enabled, which means your validation is passed successfully. Hit the create button. Now the deployment started. So in a minute or two, this particular deployment will become successful. So earlier, what happened is, if you notice before 2023, this content safety service and all, everyone able to access it on a easier way. But nowadays, you have to create a content safety service. After that, you need to enable your identity access control management as part of your access control list. So in the access control list, you have to add your cognitive services user as one of the role and add those role assignment to your Azure content safety service. So when you directly hit your content safety studio, you will not get this layer because you have to enable your content safety studio access inside your Microsoft Azure platform. So this is the content safety service. I have already created it. But before you want to use this content safety studio in this particular window, you need to go to the resource. You have to enable one of the settings. So which settings we have to enable is go to your access control. It's the identity access control management. Here, add role assignment. So you need to add one of the role assignment as cognitive services user. So let's wait for the cognitive services user role. So what I do now, just type cognitive services user. You will be able to identify it, the name of the role. Cognitive services user. Click this. Next. So before you click next, you have to add the members. So I'm going to add the members. So as of now, if you notice, there is no members has been added as of now. If you want to add your members to outside of this network, you can add it. So I'm not going to add any of the members. Just what I do now, I'll give next, next. You hit the button, review plus assign. Yeah. So once you hit the button review plus assign, your assignments will be created for this particular content safety service. So after this, what you have to do is you have to go to the home button. In the home button, click the content safety. In the content safety, you can identify there is a studio called as content safety studio. Just click this content safety studio. This will be redirected in a new terminal. So this is a content safety studio landing page. So in the content safety studio landing page, we are going to see different types of capabilities like how to moderate text content, how are we going to moderate the image content, moderating the multimodal content, and we'll see about the protected material for text and protected material detection for code as well. And finally, we'll discuss about the prompt shield, which is a unified API framework. And the last one is how to monitor the online activity. So these are the capabilities we are going to discuss as part of the Content Safety Studio as concern. Let's go for the text content. So when it comes to text content, as I told earlier, there are four types of contents we are having. One is your safe content, or it could be unsafe content. So when it comes to unsafe content, it could be a self-harm, hate, or else sexual or violence. So look at the prompt in the simple test. Chopping tomatoes and cutting them into cubes or edges are the great ways to practice your knife skills. If you are executing this particular test, and you can see the result in the view screen, whether this particular content has been accepted or it has been allowed or not. So you can notice this content has been allowed because all the categories are safe category. Look at the severity level. Hate is safe, your violence is safe, your sexual is safe, self-harm is also safe. So all types of contents are safe content, and this is a safe one. In case, if you go for the violence content, look at this violence content. So we have a violence content with some misspelling. So there is a spelling wrong in the bleeding, there is a spelling wrong in the tissue, and this content is nothing but the violence content. When it comes to the violence content, this will not allow the users to uh, make use of this content. It will be saying it is a rejected content, or you can call it as a blocked content. Why this content has been blocked or rejected in the sense? Because it has been blocked because of the category known as violence category. So you can see the violence category and look at the judgment status as blocked. And same way, you can check this is only one particular unsafe content, which is your violence content. But look at this. This is your multiple risk categories in one sentences or the prompt. So what is the prompt is, a 51-year-old man was found dead in his car. There were blood stains on the dashboard and the windscreen. At autopsy, a deep oblique long incist injury was found on the front of the neck. Turns out that he died by suicide. So this type of a content which is leads to a self-harm as well as your violence category. If you execute this particular test, if the result says this content has been blocked, why it has been blocked in a sense? Because of self-harm and violence. So as of now, all these contents are related to your text moderation API. So we didn't discuss anything about certain words has to be blocked. If you want to make certain words has to be blocked, there is a parameter known as use block list. Click the use block list. So we are going to create some of the words has to be blocked. Create a new block list. So what I'll say restricted items, restricted terms block. So there's a list of restricted terms in the prompt. So I'm going to provide a description like this. So what are the words I'm going to block it as? Let's say kill, then I'll say die, dead, suicide. So these are the words I'm going to block this. Now if I again executed this one, because our list of words, these are the words is going to block it. If I execute this, you can check it. This content has been blocked and it was rejected by the filter self-harm and violence category. And look at the words. What are the words it is has been restricted as? Your dead word has been restricted. Your suicide has been restricted. Okay. So these are the words which is able to identify from the prompt and it has been blocked it. So this is the third category. And the fourth category is multiple languages in one sentences. When I say multiple languages in one sentence, so some of the phrases are English and some of the phrases are French. If I want to execute this particular test, this particular content has been blocked because it is a violence category. So as of now, we will be able to execute a simple test. In case you may be having a bulk text in terms of a CSV file or an Excel sheet, where some of the content will be allowed a percentage and some of the content will be blocked a percentage. So what I can do is click the data set with save content. Okay. So I may be having a list of prompt and you can notice the label. Label 0 indicates this particular content is a safe content. So this time when I execute this test, it is not only going to produce the result as a allowed percentage, there are some percentage which may leads to blocked percentage as well. Since your label 0 indicates it is your safe content, you will be getting 100% allowed. And other metrics are precision, recall, your F1 score. So what is precision is when at least one record is predicted as harmful and blocked, which is 1 in the label. Then you can get the precision score, recall score, and the F1 score as well. And you can check out the result as if you want to download your result for a line by line execution, you can check your CSV file as well. So in the CSV file, for each and every prompt, it is going to check whether the content has been blocked or whether the content has been accepted. You can check the result in your general judgment status. So this is related to data set with the safe content. In case data set with multiple risky categories, you can check out the result. When I say multiple risky categories, you have the label 1, 0, label 1, 0, label 1, 0 will be there. In this time, if you execute this particular test, you will be getting the allowed percentage as well as the blocked percentage. This is in terms of your bulk test for your content safety services. I just executed it. So you can see allowed percentage is 70 percentage, blocked percentage is 30 percentage, and you'll get all the values related to precision, recall, FN score as well. And some of the content are blocked and some of the content are allowed. So these are the content related to text moderation. Same way you can check out for the image moderation content. Okay. Look at the image moderation content. This one, by default, the images which are present as part of the image content moderation is blur by default because responsible AI standard says that all the images according to the privacy policy, it is blur by default. Okay. If I unblur this image, you can notice this particular content has been accepted content. So what I'll do, if I execute this run test, this will simply says that the content has been allowed. There is no harmful content. Same way, if you notice this one, there is a self-harm content. Okay, there's a knife, is a self-harm content. So if I execute this particular test, it will simply says it is a self-harm content and it is a blocked one. So this was single simple test. Same way, if I want to execute a bulk test, I want to execute a data set with your bulk test, you can go for data set with the safe content. Okay. So now I'll be loading a list of images. You can see the list of images. All the images are blur by default. Okay. So these are what type of content in the sense these are your safe type of content, and this is the most easy one. Okay. What I do now, I'll execute this. So as of now, what we have been discussed, we discussed your text moderation related to simple test, your bulk test, and image moderation related to your simple test as well as bulk test. So let's execute this one. Again, you can notice allowed percentage as well as blocked percentage you will be getting when it comes to the image content moderation. So in the image content moderation, you will be getting allowed percentage as well as your blocked percentage. Since all your labels are 0, which indicates it is your allowed content. Let it run for some time. Meanwhile, still executing. Okay. Same way we can execute your multi-modal content as well. When I say multi-modal content, you may be having images followed by text information is there. That is your multi-modal content. So multi-modal content is still in the preview state. Okay. Okay. There's a network error. It's fine. I'll go for multi-modal content. So there's a multi-modal content. In the multi-modal content, you can see this image. So you have an image as well as you have a text as well. If you execute this, you can check out. You can see the content has been allowed. There is no harmful content. If you notice this one, so you have a text as well as an image. There's your kill them before they kill you. So this is your harmful content. Okay. We execute this. It has started analyzing the content. Let's see this. Likewise, you can execute a simple test as well as bulk test for your multi-model content as well. Okay. Still taking time. Let us go for the next one as your protected material for text. Okay. So what is this protected material for text in the sense? So whenever you use any type of content in your content safety window, whether the particular content is lyrics which has been taken from someone else or as any recipes which someone has already used. Okay. So those type of content, whether you want to check out whether this particular text content is already protected material detection attack or not protected material detection attack. Okay. So look at this particular content. This particular content, if you execute this is going to analyze the overall content, and you can notice this is the protected material detection has been detected, which means this particular lyrics is already copyright or is copyright fringent lyrics. This is not no protection material because this is a content which is already copyrighted. So you will be getting an information is this is a protected material detected. Same way, if some of the recipes you use to cook, which has been copyrighted as patent related things, again, this will say it is a protected material. So any type of lyrics, your recipes, your songs, so those type of content which is already copyrighted or else your patent related stuff, so you will be getting a protected material detection attack. Same way, if you want to know about protected material deduction for code. Some of the code in your GitHub, it is your licensed one. And when I say license, no assertion license. Okay. So let's see the protected material code as well. So this is going to check whether your code in your model is directly exist in the already existing GitHub repositories. Are they associated with any other repos? Are they associated with your any other associated licenses or not? So let's check for this. I'm going to have I'm having already a code. This particular code, if I started executing it, it is going to mention this is a protected material code deduct has been detected because this particular code has been found in 9 GitHub repositories attached with one licenses. So there's no assertion licenses. Same way, and I want to see this particular code. If I execute this, here also you can notice there is a protected material deduction has been detected, and this particular code has been found in one GitHub repo and attached with one licenses. If I want to check for non-protected code, when I say non-protected code, this is not available in any of the GitHub code repositories, your new code. Okay. So same way, if you want to check out any type of code which is not a part of your protected material detection attack or not, you can go for your protected material detection for code as well. This is one of the Content Studio safety services. And as part of the content safety service, there is one more feature they have introduced known as Prompt Shield. Prompt Shield is a unified framework that is going to classify two types of attack. One is direct attack, the another one is indirect attack. Okay. So where I can use it, okay. Look at this sample. So here they're given the user prompt as, hi GPT, what is the rule of your AI system? This is not any type of attack. It is simply no attack found because there is no attack in this code. So it is simply no jailbreak. But when you will be getting a jailbreak in terms of direct jailbreak attack, or else you'll be getting indirect jailbreak attack. Okay. So when to use this type of prompt shield framework in the sense, especially in the healthcare assistance and all, you have to detect some of the prompt which are unsafe in nature, and you want to analyze the entire patient medical details, which should not lead into any unsafe prompt or unsafe content related stuff. For those type of purposes, you can use your prompt shield. The prompt shield is going to detect the inappropriate content which should not lead into any of the patient medical health reports. If you want to prevent it, use prompt shield. Okay. So in that prompt shield, you can see in the user prompt. So I'm mentioning one of the phrases DAN. DAN in the sense do anything now. This particular phrase can do any type of action or any type of attack, and this is a direct jailbreak attack. Okay. So you should not use such type of phrases in your prompt. So this will leads to jailbreak attack, which is direct attack. Same way, when it comes to the document attack is nothing but the indirect attack. What is the meaning of indirect attack is you will be getting messages which are inappropriate related to you want this much of amount in one of the lottery, or else any of the unharmful content messages, or you got this much of prize amount winning. So those things will comes as part of the document type of attack, which is indirect attack. Sometimes what will happen is you may be having an e-learning platform where you want to prevent an inappropriate content. You can use this prompt shield. Same way, if you want to use to prevent any type of content safety related to any e-learning system provider, or else any medical field, if you want to prevent such type of medical report diagnosis, use content safety prompt shield unified framework. So here we have both user prompt is also having a direct attack, and we have a document attack, which is indirect attack. So both the things also we can encounter in your scenarios as well. So this particular scenario is encountered both jailbreak in the user prompt as well as in the document prompt. Document is indirect attack and jail prompt is nothing but your direct attack. If you want to prevent such type of jailbreak attack, as well as if you want to prevent or indirect attack, use prompt shield. This prompt shield is going to prevent such type of user scenarios and the respective outcomes. And the last one in your uh, content safety is, okay, as a user, I have done this, or else as a text, I have done this. Okay. If I want to check out whether how much of content for the past 7 days, or for the past 30 days, or 90 days, a custom number of days, you have been monitored in your services, so you can choose your API type. So you can see the API request traffic, the response latency in milliseconds, and the respective distribution by violence category, hate category, self-harm category for the entire text-based reduction. And also you can notice rejection rate by category, violence rate, hate rate, self-harm rate, sexual rate. And also you can notice the block list reduction for your things. So what are the words that has been blocked for the past 7 days with respect to your text moderation type. If you want to choose your image moderation type, you can choose it accordingly. So this also to produce the results. So as of now, I've chosen 7 days. If you want to choose so 24 hours, if you want to choose 30 days, 90 days, and custom number of days also, you can choose it. Same thing for multi-model and same thing for your protected material reduction attack also. So why this multi-model, the results are not displaying because it is still in the preview state. If you can see the protected material for reduction for code text as well. So as of now, code was not there in your monitor online activity. For the rest of the things are available. So this is related to your content safety studio in your Azure portal. In case as a user you want to do this as part of your web-based application, so what is the package you are supposed to install? So this is the package you are supposed to install. The name of the package is pip install Azure AI content safety package. You have to install it. Then when it comes to text moderation, install the packages and get the keys and endpoint from the Azure portal and create a content safety client. Okay. Which client are we going to create in the sense? Content safety client we are going to create it. And afterwards, in the content safety client, you need to use one of the class called as analyze text option class. and you have to construct a try-catch block, and finally you have to print the severity results. Same thing applicable for image as well. The only one change is instead of your analyze the text options, you have to change analyze image options. So there's the only change. So let's see the code as well. So this is your code for your text. So this is a code text. So what is a function name I have created here is analyze text is a function name I have created. And what packages we have to import is Azure AI content safety package we have to import it. And we need to get the keys and endpoints. As of now, a keys and endpoint I have directly given. You can provide this keys and endpoint via your key vault service as well. And first of all, we should create a content safety client. In the client, you have to pass the endpoint and the key. So afterwards, if you want to construct a particular request, you have to use analyze text option class. In the analyze text option class, pass your prompt as a text. So I have been passed the prompt as a text. Then in the try block, I'm calling the analyze text function, and I will be passing the request as a parameter. When I say request, it is analyze text option. Then in your exception block, you are printing the error code and the error message. If it is a hate content, a hate result will be printed. If it is a self-harm result, self-harm result will be printed. So likewise, the corresponding severity numbers will be printed. So in this case, the dog was given, so this is a violence severity. When it comes to violence severity, what will be the score is 4 will be the score. Let's check out the result. Python, the name of the file, dot py. Okay. So there's the content, I just executed it. Let me check it out. So you can notice here that it is a violence severity. Since it is a violence severity, I got the score as 4. Same way, if you can do it for the image content as well. So in the image content, what are the parameters you require is key is required, endpoint is required. And instead of analyze text options, you have to put analyze image options. And don't put your text option, you have to put your image path. Okay. So let's take two of the images. So I have taken two images here. So this is one image. So while chopping tomatoes, I got hurt and the blood is coming out. So there's your self-harm and violence. Similar, there's this own violence category. This is your self-harm category. Let's check it out the results for these two images. So what I'll be doing now, the same code. What are the changes I done is key endpoint same, and I have added the image path. Okay. Then instead of your text analysis, I use image options class, and the remaining things is same. Okay. So the I2, what is the I2 images? I2 image is your self-harm, right? Let's check the result. Python sample1.py. If you start executing this particular code, you can notice the result as it is a violence category and it is a self-harm category. You can got the it is 6 is the highest priority and your 2 is nothing but a very low priority. If I change the image name instead of I2, if I change it to image, let me change it to image. Python sample 1.py. So here we'll be getting the result as a self-harm category. Okay. So self-harm category is 0, violence category is 2 because it is your bullets and your revolver as well. Okay. So this is a way you have to deploy a Python-based application if you're not use of your Azure portal. Let's move on to the presentation back again. So what are the use cases where you can use your content safety is one is if you want to use any online market places where you want to moderate the gaming chat rooms, you can go for your content safety. Social messaging platforms, if you want to moderate any messages, you can go for content safety services. Education provider, if you want to moderate any education related content, you can go for education solution providers. And for enterprise organizations, if you want to moderate any organizational messages, organizational chat, and the chat rooms, you can go for your content safety services use cases. And these are things if you want to moderate any product catalogs or any gaming chat rooms or gaming artifacts or as any moderate images, text-based things, you can go for your content safety use cases. And with respect to pricing, so this is the pricing option. East US, I'm chosen the region as East US, and this is your pricing model for your content safety. For free, it is your 5,000 text records per month is free. For images, 5,000 images per month is free. And for standard, this is your charge, like dollar 3.8 for 1,000 text records and $0.75 per 1,000 images. So this is related to your pricing aspect. So that's it. Before that, I want to show my. If you want to choose the other pricing model of content safety services, I want to show that. So you can change this content safety services with respect to the region wise. Okay, I chosen the East US region. If you want to check for the other region, you can check that as well. So there's a link. You can check the link. If you want to choose, I have chosen East US and this is your Central US. You can change your region accordingly. So the prices will be changed accordingly. Dynamically, it will be varying it. This is one. And so this is my Microsoft Learning Room. You can find my learning room. My name of the learning room is Microsoft Tech Talks. Okay. So Microsoft Tech Talk, my learning room, you can check out. Okay. So in this learning room, you will be getting an updates related to data platform and updates related to AI platform, as well as your Microsoft Power Platform related service offerings. And so along with me, Gomi and I, we both are the learning room in charge for the data as well as AI tech platform. You just click this. If you want to join the learning room, just click this and you will be getting a voucher for 50% discount for all the Microsoft Azure certification related stuffs. So please fill the Microsoft learning Microsoft forms. Once you fill it, and you will be able to check out which certification is available to get your 50% voucher as well. And we used to drive different types of activities and community related events every month in the Microsoft Tech Talks learning room as well. So that's it. And over to you, Durvin.
All
Hi.
right.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, I think it's a very good insights on this. Thank you so much, Janardan, for sharing your thoughts around that. So it's pretty much useful. I would just like to see the chat window quickly if anyone has any question, or maybe from YouTube Live if you are watching. If anyone has any question, please feel free to bring it up, and then we can start moving forward to the next session. I'm happy to share the analytics quickly here. Like throughout this 1 hour, almost 75 people coming from live, and almost like we are having 11 people on the team. So uh, good. Uh, from audience side as well, if you have any question, feel free to unmute yourself. If you are unable to do unmute yourself, we just add into Q&A section or chat question. We are happy to bring it some question over here. I can see one question, Janardhan, for you from YouTube Live. I can see at this point is, um, is is it something that Azure AI Foundry is something which is revamping on some of the existing module on the Azure, or is it completely new product? That's what a
Okay.
question I can see.
So the answer for the question is Azure AI Foundry. They have added some of the new services like the Azure AI agent services and some of the SDK they have added it along with your Microsoft 365 agents also they have added it as part of the agent AI services. And the already existing services are the same thing and a list of new playgrounds has been added. So earlier there are playgrounds related to Azure OpenAI services like text playground is there, chat playground is there, image playground is there. So now they added that GPT-4o audio playground. Okay, that is
Mm-hmm.
one stuff they have been added in the Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
So existing services remain the same, and they have added the new services also. And
Okay,
that's
okay.
it.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. I can see one question in the Teams chat window. Someone posted one screenshot. I think Santosh posted one screenshot. Maybe Janathan, if you can just open it up.
I'm getting an
The
option.
question
So
in the chat window, he added one screenshot,
hmm.
and the question is he's getting an option to select Azure AI. What should I do and select? I have created Azure AI service through. Are you able to see the image, or shall I share
Yeah,
my
no, I
screen with?
am able to see the image. So what you have to do
Okay.
is don't create any Azure AI services. What you can do, you create a content safety services as a separate resource. Then from that, you cannot launch the content safety studio because you have to add the identity access management access. So one of the role is you have to add the content cognitive services user. Then only the content safety services will be visible. Else you will be getting the network error only.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right.
Janardan,
So,
uh,
yeah.
I had a question, Janardan, because these days a lot of college community is also coming towards us. So if someone is starting new in AI, because AI is becoming a new buzzword of the world right now. So
Yes.
if someone starting new, what would be his learning path and how it can go to a certification, because for the college guys they need a certification to prove their credentials across two industries.
Okay. For
So
college students,
what could be a
Microsoft
good
has,
path?
yeah, I'll tell you that. It's a good question, Prince. For college students, you can directly approach me on LinkedIn handle. Okay, I think LinkedIn handle I already shared, or else I'll share my screen one more time. First one is you have to connect me directly on the LinkedIn handle, and I'll be happy to help you about how to start with your AI journeys. First of all, you have to take the AI 900 fundamental certification for all the college students, for anybody. Okay, it is not necessary you should be mastered in AI. Anyone, irrespective of any background, either your technical background or non-technical background, you can go for the AI 900 certification. Just go to the Microsoft learning page. Like, I'll tell you the learning page, AI 900. First, go with that basic modules which are being provided as part of the AI 900. Okay, so there are basic modules available. So these are the list of basic modules available. And in each and every module, there is a lab section available. Okay, and you might be wondering, since I'm a student, I don't have any option to avail the Microsoft Azure portal. For student, the student Azure pack is available. You have to upload your college ID card to get the Microsoft Azure portal access for free. Every year, you have to upload your new ID card for your respective year and get the practice of Microsoft AI 900. And in my YouTube handle, I have already posted for the AI 900 labs. You can check the YouTube handle AI 900 labs. And if you're really interested to give the certification, please, you can join my Microsoft Learning Room. This is my Microsoft Learning Room. In this Microsoft Learning Room, we will be providing the entire learning path of AI 900 along with the training opportunities. And you'll able to provide a 50% discount on your certification as well. For students, some of the times the Microsoft Virtual Training Days is providing 100% free certification. If that particular option is not available, please join on the learning room. So we will be able to provide 50% discount on your Azure AI certifications as well. So these are three ways you have to follow. First, you ping me on LinkedIn handle and what is your need. And the second one is go through the I900 certification learning path. Then third one, go to the YouTube channel and get all the Microsoft Learning labs completed. Then approach me in the Microsoft Tech Talks Learning Room. We will be able to provide the certification as well as the coupon for your AI journey.
Do is there a cost involved in the learning room? No, nothing. It's just
No, zero cost. Zero
okay.
cost.
Okay.
All right. So I think with this said, I don't see any more questions. So we are all good to start with our next part of the session. And thank you so much, Anandan, again for
Thanks,
presenting into
thank you so
this
much.
session.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm just stop recording here and I'll start again. So what's our next session?